Here we'll do the Bunker Hill Math 099 final exam review. So the first problem, let's solve the absolute value of 2x minus 9 plus 4 equal to 12. So anytime I'm dealing with an absolute value equation, the first thing to do is to isolate the absolute value. So I'm going to start by subtracting 4 from each side. So on the left, I get the absolute value of 2x minus 9. On the right, I get 8. And absolute values have two equations. I have 2x minus 9 is equal to 8, and 2x minus 9 is equal to negative 8, since the absolute value of negative 8 is also 8. I can add 9 to both sides. That gives me 2x is equal to 17. Divide by 2 to get x is 17 over 2. On the right, I can add 9 to both sides to get 2x is equal to 1. Dividing by 2, I get x equal to 1/2. So here are my two answers. Next, we'll solve this equation, writing our answer using interval notation. So we start by solving the same way we would solve an equation. We're going to start by getting the x's together. And we'll do this by subtracting 4x. So on the left, I have 4x plus 8, greater than or equal to, on the right, negative 28. I can then subtract 8 from both sides to get 4x is greater than or equal to negative 36. Divide by 4. And since I'm dividing by a positive number, my inequality doesn't change. Negative 36 divided by 4 is negative 9. So using interval notation, the smallest this thing could be is negative 9. The biggest it could be is infinity. We always use a parenthesis for infinity. And we'll use a square bracket for negative 9 since we are allowed to have this to be equal to. Now we'll factor. The first key to factoring is to pull out anything things might have in common. In particular, these have a 2 in common. When I pull out a 2, I get 8x cubed minus 27y cubed. And to factor the difference of cubes, I have to use a formula. A cubed minus b cubed is equal to a minus b, a squared plus ab plus b squared. So, the cube root of 8 is 2, so here I have 2x, minus the cube root of 27, which is 3y. 2 squared is 4. 2 times 3 is 6. And then 3 squared is 9. And that's as simple as we can factor this. We'll now identify the degree of each term. So the degree of a term is the exponent. This is 5. This one has a degree of 2. Since there's no x here, it has a degree of 0. And this one has a degree of 3. So the degree of the entire polynomial is the largest number we see here, which is 5. Let's evaluate when x is negative 4. This means everywhere we see an x, we're going to change it to a negative 4. So I get negative 2 times negative 4 squared, minus 10 times negative 4, plus 4. Order of operations says to square first. Negative 4 squared is 16. Next, we multiply and divide left to right. Negative 2 times negative 16 is negative 32. Negative 10 times negative 4 is positive 40, plus 4. And now we can add. Negative 32 plus 40 is 8, plus 4 gives me 12.